Right people, so I'm just in the car now, battery's about to die, I've got a spare battery, I've fixed the camera settings, so yeah, short intro, but I'm gonna train back now, which should be great, really looking forward to it. Back and abs, and then I'm gonna do arms tomorrow, so yeah, nothing else really to say other than I'm glad that I've fixed the settings here, and yeah, should be a great session, big pump on the way, I'll document it as much as I can, so yeah, let's get into it. Let's start again. So I've just finished doing the first exercise, which is basically lat pullovers, and then they felt great, but like I said, super taxing on my core. But it's probably a good thing that I didn't do abs first, because that would have set me back a little bit. But yeah, now moving to abs, so I'm doing the full stack plus, I think they've only got 5 increment weights in this gym, so I'll grab all of those, put the increment weights that I've built in down as well, and I'm getting that for around 12 reps at push. Last week I think I did 1 set of 15, but again that was not from being fatigued after doing that. Yeah, just to let you know that your core can play a big part in exercise fatigue, and obviously trying to prioritise that first I think was a smart move, but yeah, it's definitely loaded up. You can see here, like, we're absolutely full. So that'd be AE plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 97.5 kg. done now 3 sets of lat pullovers, which are really, really good. Then went on to 3 sets of abs, good sets in there as well. 3 sets of leg delts, and now we're going to do some kind of direct lat work. So probably 2 or 3 sets on this pullover. So no cable rows today, no bent rows, no sort of row machines, no lat pull down. So to be fair, a bit of a unorthodox session, but it's been really good. And yeah, now we're going to finish with a good one. So let's get into the set and see how we get on.
Right, audio must have cut out for this one, but pretty much just finishing off the session with one more set of lat pullovers. So I did talk about these in the last video. They're very hard to execute in my opinion, but if you do practice them, then they can become really effective. It's kind of a mix between initiating it with a pull down and then finishing off with a row. So yeah, if you get it right, it can really, really smash your lats. But I would advise to try it with a rope, try it with a wide bar, try it with a V bar, try it with all sorts, and hopefully you'll find what works best for you.
Really good session there. That was just back and rear delts as well, but no biceps. Did do a bit of abs, but that was, you know, really early in the session, so that shouldn't really have too much of an effect on the pump, if that makes sense. So, I mean, even just standing here, like, I feel, you know, nice and pumped up. Got some whip going. So let's have a look, check the pump out. Just going to turn the brightness down by 1. Let's see if we can get the sort of mirror shot as well. I'm not sure if that's going to work. But if we try. Might work. Let's get a good thumbnail first. honestly, I think for me, back pumps are just the best. Like, I get a really good back pump, but then also everything else kind of lets my back as well. Yeah, it's pretty much a wrap. Yeah, I mean, even arms, to be fair, looking. I'm not sure why the brightness keeps changing. But I think that's pretty much it. I mean, chest is still striated, but obviously it's not pumped up. Right, I'll see you guys in the car. Back in the car now. Not sure how much of that session I actually filmed in the end. I think I filmed 2 sets of the pullovers and I did 3 sets total. So yeah, let's break down the session actually, because a lot of the time they are similar, but that one was quite a bit different. So when I went into the gym today, I 100% knew that I wasn't going to be doing biceps, because sometimes recently I have been doing back and biceps. So I kind of went in there with the intention of not doing that. What I was going to do instead, or as an addition basically to back, but instead of biceps, would be an ab workout. Okay, so managed to do that. When I went in the gym, I wanted to either start on like a heavy pull down or some sort of row or abs, and they were all taken. So rather than just sort of standing there, you know, wasting time, which usually I wouldn't be super opposed to doing, if I had more time, I hadn't taken my pre-workout yet, and it was still a set that was before anything else. So obviously if I've done a few sets and then the machine's taken, that's not going to be a good time for me to wait around for too long, because then muscles are going to get cold, you know, pre-workout's kind of going to die down, glycogen's going to decrease, and you're just going to get more fatigued, and central nervous system's going to die a bit. So that's obviously, you know, taken to the extreme. Obviously if you want to wait a few minutes for a machine, you know, while you're cooling off, that's absolutely fine, but don't, in my opinion, wait absolutely ages to the point where you're kind of clocked out of the session. So yeah, I didn't do that. Instead went over to the pullover machine, and I don't think I've ever done that fresh. It's always been a second or third exercise. So doing that first, I was really strong, and I managed to get 3 really, really good sets. So that was fantastic. And then alongside that as well, I didn't fatigue my abs first, which I think helped a lot. So did that first, and then as you'll see in the clips, when I went on to do abs, that felt amazing because I was pre-fatigued from the pullover machine, even though I use a belt, which helps tremendously to keep my core in place and to basically make sure that I'm eliminating as much fatigue elsewhere in the body as possible, because obviously that's just going to stop me from reaching the full potential of back muscle failure, which is the optimum goal for me in that exercise. So yeah, a little bit of tricep engagement when I'm sort of pulling through, almost like I'm doing an extension, but literally minimal. And it's a good judgment of the exercise, knowing that if I'm getting a little bit more triceps, does that mean I'm getting a lot more back? And in that instance, it meant yes. So for me to have kind of stopped the set where my triceps were engaged a tiny bit would have meant that my back had a lot more potential to be destroyed. But by doing it that way and actually saying, okay, yeah, a little bit of tricep, but really minimal, and the burn on the lats is just getting crazier, is definitely worth doing. So that was a good first exercise. Then moved on to abs, which I've described to you guys before if you've watched it, how it's very difficult for me to progress in my gym, because I thought I'd reached the max level, which was 80 kg plus 2 increment weights that are attached to the stacks, that's 85, and then plus I found another 4 that were laying around the gym, so that would take up to 95. And basically, because I thought I was stuck there and I'm not going to buy a gym pin because they're like 60 quid, which is about, you know, I'd probably like $80, and I'm going to Thailand, I don't want to take that with me. I'm literally going very soon. I'm trying to sort of save for that. So I've been trying to progressively go up and pretty much make sure the first set goes up to sort of 15 reps, and then once I've done that, I'll bring the second set up, then the third set, and it's been a really slow process, but at least getting 1 rep as an additional each time, so I am still progressing. I got to the point where I was doing 3x15 extremely slow and couldn't progress it anymore really, other than just reducing the rest times, which are already quite little. So now I found another increment weight, but I am certain now that is the absolute last one in the gym. So I'm now at a point where last week I think I did 15 and then 12 and then 12, and this week, after being pre-fatigued, I just did 3 sets of 12. So I'm actually happier that I got less reps, because I was just able to do like a nice set of 12 reps each set, and it felt really good, rather than sometimes doing a set of 15 every single week for every single set can just be a little bit much. It's nice to actually overload and go a bit heavy, which is how I prefer to train. So it's actually funny because my mate who's going to Thailand, who I've done the video with before, training back day with a bodybuilder, Lee, he said he's going to give me his gym pin, so that's amazing. So I can still obviously utilize that for like the next 5-6 weeks. Just in my opinion, it wasn't worth buying one strictly for realistically abs. So yeah, super nice guy again, helping me out right up until the day that he goes. So yeah, other than that, I think I moved on to, what was it after that? Rear delts. So yeah, rear delts, just 3 sets, because I've taken a little bit of time off doing rear delts recently, and that's just because I feel like I was honestly perhaps overtraining them a little bit, and I was just getting a bit bored of them, and they're dominant anyway, and I just wanted to give my shoulders a little bit of a rest. So obviously rear delts, there's less compression because I'm not using them to push the weight forward like I would be on a bench press or a shoulder press like with the front delts. However, in my opinion, just that area of the muscle and that kind of joint is going to hold a lot of information from all of the just constant, you know, tension and all that sort of stuff. So if I can try and limit that for a few weeks, I think that's going to do me well. And yeah, shoulders are both feeling pretty good at the moment. The only DOMS and soreness I get is due to like heavy pressing, which is normal, but then I feel like I am recovering well after that. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I am gonna head off now, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow if I do film, which I'm sure I will. But we're gonna do a session with Matty again, so we'll do some arms and chest at the home gym, see if he can get a bit more of a PB. I did train chest yesterday, but that was incline upper chest, so completely different to kind of flat close grip. And I'm gonna make sure I have a crazy sleep tonight, loads and loads of food, and then I might even try and use the sauna. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow for the next video. Take it easy, the only way is up.